Hi Mossy friends, my name is Christine, aka Mossy Motham, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk about the Animal Crossing and Sanrio Amiibo card collaboration and the failure that it was on Friday, March 26th, when, at least in America, they were released exclusively online and only at Target, a huge retail chain company that had the means and ability to do better. So, a little background on myself. I prepare for makeup releases. Like, I knew ahead of time that this launch would be crazy. I was just suspecting because how, the pandemic causing a lot of people to stay inside and a lot of new players, especially, picking up a Switch and Animal Crossing New Horizons for probably the first time. So, a lot of people were introduced to this game through the pandemic. Not all, but I would say a big chunk, as well as Sanrio being such a worldwide phenomenal company. Like, even if no one knows about any of the other Sanrio characters, pretty much everyone knows about Hello Kitty. So, this collab between Animal Crossing and Sanrio, super duper popular. And for long-term fans who have been playing previous versions of Animal Crossing will remember that the only other time that these cards were released, this collaboration, was back in 2016, and it was United Kingdom and Japan exclusive and pretty much only at 7-Eleven. So again, it was like another one where it was just like kind of one store only, very limited stock as well. So you would think 5 years later they would kind of learn from their mistakes, and I should say Nintendo would learn from their mistakes and try to do better. But the whole idea of, oh, if we just make a limited release, it'll make them more sought after and blah 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 blah. It doesn't work when the game is probably the most popular game in all of 2020, arguably. Like, a whole bunch of people have played and downloaded the game. So, when I was going into this, I was trying to prepare as much as possible because waiting for makeup palettes to release that sell out similarly to these cards in minutes, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be so popular, but I'm sure, like, it's not going to be that exclusive. Like, it's so popular, they're probably going to print out a ton of cards. Well, boy, was I wrong. So, because I was told by friends it might be a little bit easier to try to get them on the app because a lot of people are just going to go to the website and not many people are going to want to download an app for just this. So between my laptop and me and Elijah were on our phones, so we had three different ways of trying to get these cards. We were immediately at 9 a.m., and I'll get into this a little bit more in a second. Being on the East Coast, we got really messed with the most because Target opens at 8 a.m. on the East Coast. So when these cards went live at 9 a.m., the cards were already gone, even though they were saying that they were available online. But anyway, so we were literally there, like, waiting for it. I woke up early. I woke up Elijah early because he was like, I'm not going to get up, just literally like 10 minutes before come in and wake me up. So we're ready. We didn't try it like, 9:30 or something expecting to try to get something. No, like, we were prepared. And we had like our credit cards next to us. Literally, we just wanted to have a pack each. I just wanted the cards to actually like use them in my game, and Elijah wanted to keep one in the package because he likes to collect video game memorabilia, so like it would be a cool collection piece for him. But mostly, even if we just got one pack so I could play with it, that's literally all we wanted. We were able to get the cards in our checkout cart, which some people couldn't even get that far. But we were able to put them in our cart, and then once after we put in all of our information, like our credit card stuff, and picked, like, hey, we're gonna pick up at the store, we just kept on getting error after error. And after 20 minutes of this, I was like, Elijah, like, I don't know what to do. The website's crashing, the app is crashing, it's because there's too many people trying to go on this website, and there's, for whatever reason, Target didn't think to try to like back up their website or do something to help it. Because, for example, when the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star conspiracy palette released back in, what, 2019, the end of 2019, they broke the website. Absolutely. Like, it was one of the biggest makeup world records or something like that. Like, it was insane. Kind of similar to this, but they weren't, for the conspiracy palette, they weren't prepared for their website to have that much traffic, and it crashed. And just like that, with this collaboration, Target wasn't prepared for that much traffic on their website, so it was crashing left and right. And literally people were having them in their carts, and then they were getting yanked out of their carts and told that the item is no longer available. So after 20 minutes of like just kind of refreshing and trying it, and like I was like gonna cry, I was so upset. I was like, Elijah, we just gotta drive. We just gotta go to the nearest Target and let's go. And he was like, okay. Meanwhile, like, we're in our pajamas. We like didn't even get ready for the day. I didn't have my bra on. I was just wearing like my pajama bottoms and like a baggy hoodie. No makeup, nothing. We didn't even brush our teeth or put on deodorant. We like literally just kind of ran out of bed. So there's a few Targets near us, but we winded up driving to 3. So the first Target we drove to, which is the closest to our house, we both went inside, both Elijah and I, and I feel out of all of this, the poor Target employees who probably didn't understand or didn't care about what this whole thing was about and getting harassed all day, this is not their fault. This is the big companies, you know? Be mad at Nintendo, be mad at Target as a whole. Don't be mad at their employees who had nothing to do with it. Because we couldn't even call the store. Honestly, like, that's why I was just like, let's drive. Their phone lines were either busy, like too many people were trying to call in, or the poor employees just turned them off because they were tired of answering them. So we drove into the first store, and we go to the electronics section, and the employee's there, also on his phone, trying to check out with the Sanrio cards. And he couldn't tell us if they were in the store or if, like, how many they had. He said, I'm sorry, I can't, and I'm trying as well as you to get these cards. So we're like, okay, let's drive to the second store. And this is what really angers me the most. When we drive to the second store, I'm just still trying on my phone the whole time. Elijah's driving, but I'm on my phone still trying to check out in the hopes that something will happen. So Elijah's like, okay, I'll go in, you just still try on your phone. So he goes in, and he takes a while, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's a good sign, you know, maybe he's checking out and he actually got them. Well, no, that didn't happen. Spoiler, we didn't actually get the cards. So after he comes back and he tells me that apparently this store, even though on Target's website and on their app, they said that these Sanrio Amiibo cards were available and sold at this specific Target, when he went in and talked to the employee said, no, we never even got a shipment of them. We didn't have a single pack of these cards. I don't know why the website and the app is saying that we do. How messed up is that? That these poor employees all day were probably getting, at this Target, were getting harassed, and people were trying to check out at something that they never had. They never had a single pack of cards, but meanwhile it was listed that they did. So we're like, okay, fine, let's just go to the third store, and if it's not here. So we're like, fine, we'll go to the third store, and if it's not here, we'll give up. Because at this point, it was like 10 o'clock, and we're like, it's been an hour, they're probably like, if there's any packs left, they're mostly probably gone. So we go to the third store, and it was probably the least helpful out of all of them, because when Elijah went in, the guy literally didn't even answer anything. He was just like, no. And again, it's not his fault or anything, but this whole time it kept on saying that they were available at the store. And I know everywhere it was saying that you can only get these Sanrio cards online exclusively, no in store at all, because they're trying to do COVID protections. Well, turns out all of these stores put them on the shelves at 8 a.m. when they opened, and people were in the East Coast because the release of these cards was supposed to be at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and Target's open at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So that hour that they were not supposed to be on the shelves, a lot of Targets, because the employees didn't know or didn't care or whatever, put them out on the shelves So even before the release online, they were all gone. They either never got the shipment, like when we went to the second Target, they just never got any of them, or they put them out on the shelves and they were picked out. Because we didn't think about it. We were trying to be like, okay, they said, it's not at all in store, it has to be online only. But looking at social media, and some people are like, hey, like we went early and they were just on the shelves. But that's why we drove to the 3 stores. We're like, just in case, like maybe they'll feel bad for us and they have 1 pack on the shelf or something. But they didn't. They were all gone by the time anything happened. But this isn't just supposed to be me complaining. I also wanted to talk about what they could have done better. And I know that after, I think this was on Saturday, the 27th, it was sometime this weekend, that Target tweeted out that there may potentially be a restock. And they said maybe today, March 29th, in person, there'll be a restock. There was no confirmation. It was just like, maybe somehow over the weekend, even though they're totally gone, we're gonna like really fastly ship out these cards that'll be enough that it'll warrant us driving to more Targets again. So supposedly, in some stores, not even all of them, in some stores, today, March 29th, Target is going to have a small restock of them, which isn't anything at all. Like, just give it a week and print out more and have an official re-release. If that's what you're going to do, don't do this half kind of thing. Like, yeah, some stores will get a few extra packs that you're going to have to fight over. At the end of the day, I know Nintendo likes to have very limited release. It's very strange because Nintendo both loves and hates money at the same time. They want to make something super exclusive because they know that people are going to buy it out, but they make it too exclusive because now people on eBay or Amazon or all of these like other party platforms are selling these cards that were sold for $5.99 US for literally hundreds of dollars. When we were just curious later on looking on eBay, we were seeing some of them that were sold for like $150, $200 for literally 6 pieces of cardboard that had like some plastic on them. It's ridiculous. And kudos to them, making their buck. That's pretty much the price of a brand new Switch. Like a Switch Lite, they're making money off of these things. It's not their fault, they're just seeing a corrupt system and profiting off of it. What should have happened was Nintendo, I understand trying to make something exclusive, but print a little bit more. Just, print a little bit extra. And instead of having, like, they don't care about making a ton of money, but they're just like, hey, we sold the product, we don't care if scalpers make a lot of money. But that's the issue. It's a moral issue where people, if they want them, either have to go on Etsy and buy them from people who make them NFC cards, or go from scalpers. And I'm so sad to say, but we were the ones that had to go to a scalper and get a pack. Because I know, everyone was saying, like, just go on Etsy, support your local artists, it's cheaper and everything, and I 100% agree. 100%, I love Etsy, I love supporting small businesses. But with this case, we wanted to have, for the collection's sake, we collect a lot of especially Elijah, a lot of, like, video game systems and old exclusive stuff. He just wanted to add it to his collection. So we paid $50 for a pack, which is too much. That's basically the whole price of a brand new, like, just having the actual game itself, like Animal Crossing. What is it, $60? So pretty much we just bought another game in exchange for some cardboard. But it stinks. It sucks at the end of the day that they hyped everything up and then made it so exclusive that it was pretty much impossible unless you had like an auto clicker or something, or you cheated the system in some way. You didn't get a pack. And even I was looking on social media, seeing some Target employees tweet out that like their store only would have 40 to 70 packs of this. Even from the start, they only had 40 to 70 packs of them, and each person was allowed to get 2. So you're seeing like 20 to 30 people who could get them, maybe 40 people. If you live in a bigger city, it's gone before you can even blink. That's nothing. If you live in a small city, having 70 packs, yeah, definitely it's more accessible to you. But where we live, like, that's nothing. Like, we blinked and they were gone. even if it was just for the scalpers who set up like 6 computers and had auto clickers going and like immediately try to worm their way in and get them, like for actual people playing, it was rigged against us. And this is just a problem in general about companies that make these small releases. This isn't like a small business that has limited supply and like limited resources. This is two big companies, Nintendo and Target, that could have easily printed even a few extra thousand of these that would have made it so much more accessible. And besides the really like half-butt tweet that Target said that there may be for some stores in person on the 29th, starting at 9 a.m., maybe you'll get some. I want to hear like an actual, hey, okay, it's going to take us a while to print these out, so maybe in like a month or two we'll have a second release of these. Personally, I doubt that's ever going to happen. I feel like Nintendo's just like, yeah, that's all. We don't care. Bye. Because 2016 was the last time we saw these cards out, and that was even more exclusive than this because that was only in the UK and Japan and only at certain stores. And I know I'm only talking about Target in the US, their sales, but that's, you know, I'm an American and live in the US, that's my experience. But I do know that with this release, Europe and a few other places, a few other countries had access to it. But the difference is, with a lot of places, you were able to pre-order and kind of confirm a spot for your cards. In America, there was no option of pre-ordering. Like, I would have loved to just have a pre-order and just be like, hey, like, this is my spot, and not have to worry about mad rush and going through all this effort for something that was sold before I even could blink. And I feel bad for the people on the West Coast because this release was at 6 a.m. their time, Pacific Standard Time. So you just had to wake up super early and try to get these cards and spend hours trying to get them, and then at the end of the day you didn't get them. Like, that stinks so bad. But anyway, yeah, just kind of wanted to come on here and rant a little bit about my experience with trying to get the Target exclusive Sanrio collaboration amiibo cards. And I personally, not to be super negative, but I personally don't think that Nintendo is going to reprint these, and I don't think that there's going to be another release of these cards. I hope I'm wrong. I just, from past experiences with Nintendo, I really doubt that they will. I think that it's lame that Target tweeted out, yeah, maybe in some stores on the 29th. Like, I even tried looking just at 9 a.m. when they were supposed to come out this morning. I just checked on their website. The Amiibo cards isn't even on their website. Like, it's totally taken off. So there really would be no way of knowing except if we drove to the stores, and probably they wouldn't even be there. They never even got a shipment. It's just disappointing because there are so many new players to Animal Crossing and, like, this whole system. They're new to it. And to try to have this experience for them, like, it's one thing if you're used to Nintendo being disappointing, but it's another thing if, like, this is your first experience with it and you were just so happy and naive that you would be able to get a pack, and kind of it turns you off. And I can't even imagine about the kids, like, little kids who just want to, like, wow, Hello Kitty, so cute, I just want to have these. Like, they don't understand the game, and they just wanted something cute, and now they can't have it either. It's one thing for us adults to be disappointed, but kids don't really understand. Luckily, I have friends that have, like, magic switches, like hacked switches, so I have all of the furniture, and because we did give in to a scalper, I will be getting the cards whenever they mail out. But I'm lucky, I guess. Some people have no option for that. So after this video goes up, I will be trying to give back to everyone because I know that I'm fortunate enough to have access to these things. So make sure to check out my Twitter and Instagram because throughout the day I will be setting up giveaways for the full, complete Sanrio furniture sets. I'm at Mossy on both Instagram and Twitter, all lowercase. And honestly, I wish I could give every single person out there all of these items. I wish I could somehow give the villagers to you. That's another thing that really stinks, is that all of these furniture and stuff, and even the villagers, are locked behind having the amiibo cards, which I understand to some degree because they want to make money, they want you to buy the cards, so it's not like you can catalog the items, then just buy them yourself. But what stinks is that you can't even, if a friend bought the cards and they like have Marty, for example, in boxes, you can't even pick them up. They just will be voided. If someone who doesn't have the cards can't adopt a villager in boxes from another island. I wish that they would have just made like a whole bunch. I guess then that would also break the system because people who have the amiibo cards can just keep on making copies of like Marty and keep on putting them into boxes to have other players adopt them. But it's still, it would have made it a little bit more accessible because at least with the furniture I can drop them to people, but I can't exactly get the villagers for you guys. And they're so cute. That's what's so upsetting. Like, they're really adorable and it's just a shame. So, I've been talking long enough. This was supposed to be a short little video, but I guess I had a lot to talk about with big corporations and all of that. So, just make sure you check out my social media and I'll give out a few sets of the furniture. And on that note, I hope you all had a lovely day, and I hope that this weekend, even with the Sanrio disappointment, I hope that you still had a good weekend. So make sure you stay healthy, stay hydrated, go drink some water. And on that note, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!